Aloha, I am Cynthia Monteleone and I am a Team USA Masters track athlete, and I've been a coach here in the state of Hawaii for many years. And I'm doing this longer video today to explain to you what's been going on here in the state of Hawaii this past week in track and field. I recently moved from Lahaina to the Big Island of Hawaii, and I was invited to watch the BIIF, or the Big Island Championship meet this past weekend. And I was very excited to see some high school track and field. I miss my kids that I coached in Lahaina. So I was super pumped for the meet, and I was absolutely heartbroken and shocked to see that these girls were dealing with the same issue that I dealt with since 2018, and that is the issue of biological males competing in the female category. I was completely shocked to see this going on again. What was going on was there's a school called KEAAU, K-E-A-A-U, and they have 3 transgender athletes, 3 on the same team. One of them, I'm told, changes back and forth from male to female, so they compete for the male team. However, the other 2 compete for the female team, and I have an issue with this. So the 2 that compete for the male team, one of them in particular has seen some incredible gains in the past week. So for example, this individual in the 200 meters has gone from number 72 in the girls division, running a 27-second 200, to number 19 in 1 week. 72 to 19, ran a 26:48. So improved over a second in time and went from number 72 to number 19. Well, not only do they take a spot in medaling from another girl, particularly, and this was in the pole vault, they won silver, which I'll get to in a minute, but that qualified them to be in the top 24 rankings in the state of Hawaii, which means that in the top 24, they get to go to states. This is how we do it in Hawaii. Top 24 performances go to states. So now sitting at number 19, this individual has taken a spot from a girl to go to states. This is a very big honor, and it's really, especially here in the islands, because you have to get on a plane and take the trip. It's just a really big deal. Now, at 26.48 seconds in the 200 meters, remember, they improved 1 whole second in the past week. That leaves them, if they were competing for the boys, at number 565. 565 would be their ranking in the whole state in the boys division. But in the girls division, they get to go to states. So you might say, well, what's the big deal, Cynthia? 26:48 is not that fast. In fact, there's other girls, there's 18 other girls running faster. Well, what about, this is a 10th grader, mind you, what about next week? Next week, if they improve 1 more second, they now are in medal contention, and maybe even, depending on how the fastest girl in the state feels, they could even win. So the point is that, are they working hard to get 1 whole second faster in the 200? If you know anything about sprints, you know that 1 second in the 200 is a lot. Clearly going from number 72 to number 19. So are they working hard for that improvement? Same thing in pole vault. They went from 6 feet 6 inches to 9 feet, winning the silver medal and displacing a girl who I know personally from getting a bronze medal. And this girl works so hard. She trains so hard. She's a freshman, but she's got a lot of talent. She's got a lot of skill. She's developed it, and she works hours and hours and hours. I've seen it. And so this individual in particular from KEAAU High School came in and improved from a 6'6" to 9 feet, winning the silver medal for the girls. Not a lot of technique, definitely a lot of muscle, which brings me to my point. My point is that these male athletes are biologically superior, and we know this. This is just biology. It's common sense and biology. But in case you didn't know, because I'm finding a lot of people don't know the specifics about this topic, in case you didn't know, the male body is born with these myonuclei. They're the satellite cells on muscle fibers, and they have more myonuclei than females. And this happens when they're born. So that means even if you take puberty blockers or anything like that, or take hormones, whatever, this still remains, the myonuclei. Now they are enhanced with androgens or testosterone during puberty for sure, but still since birth, the males have more myonuclei than females. The satellite cells on these muscle fibers allow males to put on muscle mass easier and to regenerate muscle easier than females. This is all in the science. It's all in the literature. You can look up myonuclei, males, females. You'll see all the literature that says males can regenerate and build muscle better and stronger, faster than females. And this is from birth. This is not anything that it changes with hormone treatment. So it is easier for a mediocre male to show up, identify as a girl, and do better than a female. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if you take hormones. That doesn't matter. They still have a biological advantage. Puberty blockers, they still have a biological advantage. So that means that when Patsy Mink, who's from the state of Hawaii, developed Title IX in the 70s, she did so that girls could have an equal opportunity. And this is being taken away right now. It's being taken from our girls here in Hawaii this week. Since it's being taken away, I inquired, and I've been emailing and calling and asking Big Island officials, Big Island representatives at the Hawaii State HHSAA is the sporting organization. I've been asking them, what is the policy? And no one can tell me. They don't even know their own transgender policy. So here I am speaking up again, rocking the boat, because this is unacceptable. Someone needs to stand up for our girls and women. While I'm on the subject, I would like to express that comments like, hey, these girls shouldn't show up for the race. They shouldn't even compete against these boys. They should all boycott. Listen, I understand where you're coming from. If there's no competition, then that will make a statement, blah, blah, blah. But personally, watching these girls work so hard just for a chance to compete at the state meet, or just for a chance for that conference medal, how could you really ask them not to compete? They still have the right to have that opportunity for a performance. Like I said, it's an honor to be able to get on an airplane and fly to the state meet when we're on these outer islands. It's an honor to experience that, especially, for instance, a freshman. They need to experience the state meet so that they can come back next year even hungrier and do better. So I really don't think it's fair for people to ask girls to boycott and give up their chance. It shouldn't be them giving up their opportunity. It should be the male athlete who is identifying as female. They should be giving it up. And those girls have every right to compete if they want to. So I really am not in agreement with the philosophy of everyone should boycott. If you want to boycott, great. Have I chosen to boycott before? Absolutely. I have definitely boycotted races in protest to World Athletics. In the 400 meters, I stopped competing in the 400 meters because there was one particular individual from Italy who was competing unfairly. And I petitioned World Athletics. I even actually asked them if I could register as an 80-year-old, because if they're going to allow a male to identify as a female and race in my race, then maybe I should identify as 80 years old and break all the records there. They declined that request, but the week later, they came out with a new policy. And that policy stated that males who have gone through puberty are no longer able to compete in the female category. So World Athletics is the world governing organization for track and field. Now, again, I don't agree with that total rule because as we discussed, the myonuclei and the structural changes between males and females, regardless of puberty, allow males to have a greater advantage. So I don't agree with that because it's not in line with Title IX. However, I do appreciate the fact that that individual is no longer in my race, and they're no longer going to be allowed to compete against my Olympians, my Olympian clients, or anyone on the elite level. Unfortunately, here in the USA, NCAA still has to catch up. The policy allows one to compete in their preferred gender with, I believe it's a year or two of hormone treatment. I don't agree with this rule. I'm definitely protesting NCAA over this. Also, here in Hawaii in the United States, I can't even get an answer on what the policy is. HHSAA, what is the policy? BIIF, what is your policy? When I was in Maui, I knew the policy. At least the school was supposed to notify all the other schools when they had an athlete that was transgender. And as far as I know, on the Big Island, this hasn't been done. So regardless of that, the policy should be in line with world athletics. This is not an individual attack against this particular participant, nor the other two from this school. I'm told that there is also a transgender athlete competing in Maui for Maui High, and that this individual has made girls uncomfortable in the bathroom. So I'll be contacting Maui and MIL to let them know that these girls have reported to me that they're very uncomfortable in the bathroom with this individual. So I don't know what they compete in or what their stats are. I only know about this one school here because I watched it happen. I am told that there's at least one on Oahu. I don't know their event, but this is happening. There are transgender male to female athletes competing at the state championship this weekend in the state of Hawaii. And this is not fair to our girls who have worked so hard for those spots, those chances to go, that top 24, not to mention the medals that are going to fall, the records that are going to fall in the future if we allow this to continue to happen. So what's the call to action? Again, this is America. Males can wear hair ties, bows in their hair, flowers in their hair if they want to. That's their business if they want to. They can dress however they want. We have the freedom in America to dress how we want. But what they can't do, what males cannot do, is enter the female competition and expect that the integrity and the fairness of the female competition is going to be intact. This is what males cannot do. This is America, so we uphold Title IX. President Biden just tried to rewrite Title IX. I guess he did, he rewrote it. However, there are at least 3 lawsuits as of today that are protesting this, and I'm sure there are going to be many more lawsuits against the Biden rewrite of Title IX, because he rewrote it to include gender identity, and it's not. It's supposed to be sex-based. It's supposed to be equal opportunities for female bodies, the same as male bodies. It's not supposed to be whoever, so or whatever you feel that day. And it's just, one more thing is really interesting to see the reactions of the female athletes to, okay, this school has 3 transgender athletes. I told you 2 of them compete for female and 1 competes for male, because I'm told he changes back and forth what he wants to be considered as. So he competes for the male team, and it's really interesting because the girls, even though he's got a feminine look to him, eyelashes and different things, the girls are still supportive of his performances because he's in the male category, and they deem this as fair. And I see that they're a little, I see that they're a little bit more warm and open to this. They don't care how he's dressing or what he looks like. They just care if it's fair. And I think this is the bottom line. This is not discrimination. This is what is fair and what is fair to our girls. On the other hand, when the athlete who is starting to dominate the female field, in a week's time, when they start to dominate the performances and they're stealing medals, silver medal at a conference championship, the girls are not stoked. They're not happy. They're heartbroken, and they don't think it's fair. And as a result, they have a little chip on their shoulder towards this individual. So if we really want everyone to be supportive and get along, we need to uphold the fairness and integrity of female sports. These girls are psychologically traumatized when they're having to step to the starting line against a male-bodied athlete. They're psychologically traumatized when adults are telling them that even though hard work pays off, in this case, someone who doesn't work hard and can just coast by on their biology, that's fine too. The lesson that hard work pays off now falls apart, and these girls are confused, and they're psychologically and emotionally damaged by these adults who are in charge of this policy telling them that it's okay for males to be in the same category. This needs to stop. So this is just, my call to action today. I had to make this long video so I could explain everything that's going on. And my call to action is to, what can we do? We can email the HHSAA because nobody's even come out with their policy. I'm guessing that it's in line with gender identity and not biologically based, but info@HHSAA is the best email I've gotten so far. You can also go to their website, hhsaa.org, and look up everyone who is listed on their staff. Start emailing and petitioning that you don't want to see this for our young girls, that we need sex-based competitions so that these girls can win their medals. They can be seen at states. That's the other thing. Here in the state of Hawaii, this is where girls are recruited. The colleges, different colleges, they go to states to see who has the potential to run in college. They don't just look at the stats on athletic.net. They're looking to see, how do these girls carry themselves? Do they have maybe running form that can be fixed later and they have potential to grow? Mechanics that can be fixed and have potential to grow. So now those girls that are not going to state meet because of the transgender athletes competing are missing out on the opportunity for these colleges to see them. Another reason. So info@hhsaa.org. I also emailed the principal of Chaos School, who is the BIIF, the Big Island representative for HHSAA. Really interesting coincidence. Dean Cavalis. His email is listed somewhere, I believe, on HHSAA. So I've emailed Dean. I have no response back, asking what the policy is. I've emailed the Big Island coordinator, no response back. I've emailed HHSAA several times, no response back. However, let's flood the inbox. Let's flood info@hhsaa.org, and let's tell them that we don't want biological males in the female category, that this has to stop. The policy needs to be changed. We don't need to attack the individual. This is not their fault. They're expressing themselves. This is America. They can express themselves. They just shouldn't be able to compete in the female category. And this is the adults who are making the policy. It's their fault and they need to change it. So that is my long video today to let you all know what's going on, and that I am never going to stop speaking for my daughter or your daughter in regards to this issue. So I'm not even coaching right now. My competition doesn't have this issue at the moment because of the new World Athletics policy, but I am still speaking up because I watch these girls work so hard, and I'm very concerned about the future of female sports if this is continuing. I applaud World Athletics for taking a stand for females and a step in the right direction, even though I don't fully agree with the ruling because of the myonuclei, but I applaud them for at least taking a stand in the right direction, acknowledging that there are significant biological differences between male and female athletes. So I'm just going to keep speaking up, and thank you for listening to my long video about this. And if you have any questions about this topic, what's happening this weekend in Hawaii at the state meet, or anything else, please do leave a comment and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks for joining me. Aloha.